A Pulitzer Prize-winning art critic for New York Magazine is telling his over 600,000 social media followers to shun anyone in their lives who has voted for Republican political candidates, even if they're friends and family. Saltz was responding to a post of an old photo of Tennessee Governor Bill Lee dressed up as a cheerleader back in his youth in protest of a state law that bans drag performances in front of kids. Taking to Instagram, the art critic writing this, because if you know anyone who voted Republican, including friends and family, you should shun them. No need to even tell them that you're no longer communicating with them or why. You owe it to yourself, to them, your country, and any idea of moral damage. And yes, they want to bring back lynching, the long American night. Kaylee, the only word that comes to mind is preposterous.
I mean, what, they want to bring back lynching? What is this man smoking? I mean, this is absolutely insane. I mean, this is crazy talk. It sounds like The View. But today we've gotten to a place in society where it's politics over faith, politics over friends, and now politics over family. I have many friends in the Democrat Party. I love them. I care about them because guess what? My politics doesn't come above faith, family, friends, and it should never do that.
That's right. And Ainsley, I loved the responses, one of whom was a Canadian professor that said, yeah, that's right, I disowned my children because they used the verb trumped.
That's ridiculous. I hope that was sarcasm because I read that article too. Because who would ever disown their child just because they think differently? We teach our children to be free thinkers. We hope that they vote like us, but they don't always do, right? This is not the way to win someone over. It reminds me of when, if you're in church and someone stumbled into church and they didn't know God at all and they had a cold heart toward God, would you shun them? Would you not talk to them? No, you would love them. You would pray for them. You would lead by example. And you would ask God to change their heart. But you don't shun them. Who would come back to church if that's the response? That's the analogy that I thought of when I was reading these articles.
And Glenn Greenwald pointed out, you know, for a journalist to say this, it seems fatal as well as psychologically ill. So in his position of influence, in his position of import in his little petri dish there, you would think that he would take it a little more seriously because effect is real.
I guarantee you he's not breaking bread with those people that he's talking about. Look, if you watch this channel, you will see me in the morning with Ainsley at a diner in Middle America, and at night, you'll see me on Hannity somewhere in the country where crime is ridden, urban America and all that. And the grievances of both the Middle America and urban America, especially the poor working class of both, they're pretty much the same. And I always say, if I could ever get them all in a room together, they'll realize that they hate the same people. They're upset with government, they feel let down. The problem with the press is they don't do that. They don't go and talk with people. They don't break bread and have different conversations with the American people. And so they have this crazy view. I'm with you. What are they smoking?
Right. Something bad.
Right. And Stacey, to that point, I agree with you. You know, the issue with the elite is that they won't even dare to ask for our opinion, to engage on any topic. I went to dinner once in this city. There were people of all political persuasions at the table, and the one person that was the most upset that ended up leaving the dinner at where I worked was someone who had never watched the network in his life, who had never actually encountered or discussed political issues with anyone of this side. And he was the one that was the most angry and refused to engage at all and had that type of an excising response as this guy did.
Well, so in what other area of our lives do we treat anything else the way we treat politics? Politics is now a religion. It's a badge of honor. It's the way that you either genuflect or signal to other people that you are righteous or that you are wrong or that you're in a rage. Imagine if we treated ladders like this, because politics is just a tool that we use to manage government. It should not rise to this level where we would divide over it and cut off family members. If we had this same policy with ladders, we'd have ladder advocates, we'd have big, not-for-profits around ladders, we'd write white papers on them. We would know that 330,000 people a year actually are injured by ladders, by the misuse of ladders. We'd have regulations, and we'd have all kinds of groups and community activism around it. We'd have special colors, we'd have unions. Do you see where I'm going with this? We would be obsessed with them and it would take over our lives. We're doing that with politics, and we can do that with any subject. It's nonsensical, and it goes against what the founders left us. They left us a republic where we're represented, where we can live our lives together in peace and disagree about things and come together on some issues and divide on others. We don't do that anymore. All we do is say up red, up blue, and divide. That's just crazy.
Yeah, the far left absolutely operates like that. Here on this side, it's faith, family, freedom.
That's right.
Country. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.